Unk Talk of the day, unpopular opinion. Well, the opinion may be unpopular, but the conversation is necessary. I want to welcome y'all to episode number 3. Number 3, people. For those of y'all that have been rocking with me so far, I greatly appreciate y'all. I thank y'all for liking the video, for subscribing to the channel. I thank y'all for commenting and giving me your honest feedback. I thank the haters for hating too. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you very much. So, I'm your host, Uncle KG. We about to get right into it. Let's talk about generational curses. It's gonna get a little deep on y'all today. Generational curses. Generational curses, man. That's a real thing. It's a powerful thing. And it can be extremely detrimental to our family tree if we're not careful, if we don't recognize it, and if we do not try to delete it, if we do not try to break that curse. That's a better phrase, to try to break it. Um, Generational curses, it could be a number of different things. I mean, it's a curse, right? And with the generational curses, a lot of times those are vices, behaviors, environments of those before us that we have grown comfortable to, that we have accepted without realizing that that's a curse, that is problematic, that is detrimental to us and our family tree. Generational curses can be inherited like anything else, right? Like somebody could say diabetes run in my family, or high blood pressure, or cancer, or something of that nature. Well, you can also inherit alcoholism, drug addiction, abuse. These all are generational curses that can be inherited as well. A generational curse is not something that's just always in a physical form or illness. Generational curses tend to be more in the spiritual realm of things. And, you know, the sooner we recognize them, the sooner we can get a grip, and the sooner that we could be the generation, or you could be the generation that breaks it, right? Breaks that vicious cycle. Um, I remember my father, rest in peace to my dad. He's on my chain right here. But my father told me one day, I was riding in the car with him. I was like 16. And he told me, he said, son, you know, he was looking over at me. I was looking at him. He was just staring at me. I'm like, what? He was like, son, one day you'll have to battle some of my demons someday. And I'm looking at him crazy, and I'm thinking to myself, what? You talking about? Those your demons. What are you talking about? He said, nah, you don't understand. He said, when I die, it's going to be things about me, things that I've done, characteristics that I have, um, curses that I have that are not going to die with me. It's things that I've done in ways about myself. It's demons that I battle every single day. That when I die, they're not going to die with me. They're going to come to you tenfold. Just because you're my offspring, it's things that are going to naturally gravitate to you and try to get a hold of you like they've gotten a hold of me. My dad he wasn't, a perfect man. But to me, he was honest, and we had some real talks, some real conversations. He told me that if anybody can break these generational curses, that was the very first time I heard that term. I was 16 years old. If anybody can break these generational curses, it's you. He told me I've accepted who I am. I know who I am. But he also told me I'm going to apologize to you now. Because whenever I go, these demons that I battle, along with some that you may develop on your own, are going to come to you tenfold. But I'm going to prepare you for them now. You may not understand right now, but later on in life, you will. And every vice that my father had, areas that he came up short, those things have presented themselves to me. Not just once, not just twice, on a regular basis. But because my father prepared me for them, I recognize them when they come. And I'm able to move and act accordingly. So I don't make the same mistakes that he made. Right? Now, that does put a lot of pressure on people. That can put a lot of pressure on you because you may be, quote unquote, the chosen one. You may be the person that all this weight, this load, this responsibility falls into your lap. Why I gotta be the one to stop the cycle? Why not you? Why not you? If you got the responsibility of changing the mode for your family or the opportunity to change the mode of your family, do it. Do it. The time is now. The time is now. You know what those generational curses are. You know what they are. It's been running in your family for a long time now. But if you recognize them and you know that it's not right, you know that you don't want that for yourself, do everything that you can, humanly possible and spiritually possible, because it's going to probably take a whole lot of prayer. Matter of fact, I know it is, to change the mode of your family moving forward. If you came up in a certain environment and now you got children, don't have your kids in that same environment. And that may have to do with you changing your behavior, you changing the type of people you deal with. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's a powerful thing, man. Those generational curses, and I don't feel like it's talked about enough. You come from a long line of abusers. Now you're an abuser yourself, or the flip side of that, you're the one that's getting abused because you've accepted it. You've known that to be normal. You're comfortable, right? As crazy as it may sound, you're comfortable there. So just try to do everything that you can to change the mode of your family, right? Instead of having generational curses run rampant, let's change those to blessings. Let's change those to positivity. Instead of having a long line of drug addicts, let's have a long line of graduates. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of having a long line of womanizers, let's have a long line of activists or, you know, leaders. Do you see what I'm saying? And it could be a lot on you because the main part, the first part, is recognizing them. And then once you recognize them, you got to understand them. You got to understand what they are. And then the next thing you got to do is form a plan of action. When they present themselves, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this right here. I'm going to do that right there. I'm going to remove myself from this situation. That's deep, man. That's deep. So my question to you today, do you know what your generational curses are? Is it drug addiction in your family? Is it just drama? You know, is it abuse? Is it narcissism? It could be a number of different things. So now that I've posed that question to you, try to figure out an answer. Try to figure out an answer. Figure out what they are. Understand them. Form a plan of action to how you'll be the one to break that vicious cycle. It's possible. It may be a huge task depending on what those generational curses are, depending on how long they've been in your family. Depending on if you have support or not, it can be challenging, but it's doable. That's all I got for you, man. It's Uncle KG. Unk Talk of the Day, Unpopular Opinion. Well, the opinion may be unpopular, but the conversation is necessary. Till next time.